on the African steppe. The red sunlight shines down on the endless grasslands. This seemingly peaceful place always hides cruel tragedies. Here, the weak will be eliminated, and the strong must pay with blood to keep their lives. Who will become the victim in the cycle of life and death today? Bloody Steppe, the death battle between Cape buffalo and hyena pack. The blazing sun gradually rises above the horizon, covering the endless grasslands with golden light. The space seems peaceful, but every gentle sound carries tension. Because in this harsh steppe, the weak will quickly be eliminated, and the strong must also pay with blood to win their lives. From afar, short shadows trudge out of the bushes. Dry footsteps trample on the withered grass, then yellow eyes flash simultaneously. The hyenas appeared, carrying a tense atmosphere and the smell of death. At first glance, their bodies were somewhat rough. Their front legs were higher than their hind legs, creating a strange limp. But it was their muscular bodies and teeth strong enough to crush even large bones that turned them into formidable predators. Hyenas had a keen sense of smell, able to smell blood from a great distance. They moved in packs, coordinating rhythmically to corner and tear apart prey many times larger than their body weight. A savage laugh echoed through the grasslands, not joy, but the song of death signaling the beginning of the hunt. As the sun rose, the Cape buffalo herd slowly advanced into the vast grasslands in search of food. While the herd was busy grazing, shadows began to approach from many directions. The hyenas had chosen their target. They did not rush in immediately. These predators are smart and patient, each one taking their place, closing the circle. And in the blink of an eye, the whole pack rushed out. They separated, continuously attacking from many directions, gradually exhausting their prey. The hunt had officially turned the golden grassland into a bloody battlefield. When the roars and the sounds of tearing subsided, the grassland was left with only the echoes of blood and flesh. However, for hyenas, the death of a creature is just the beginning of a new cycle of life. Behind the cruelty of that battlefield, they still have to continue another mission, maintaining their breed and raising the next generation. Those who will inherit the bloodthirsty instincts of the pack. Hyenas are carnivores with the tightest social group in the grassland. The leader is not the male, but the dominant, stronger and more ruthless female. In a pack, the hierarchy determines all rights, from access to food to mating rights. When entering the breeding season, female hyenas carefully select their mates. The gestation period lasts nearly 4 months, and each litter usually only gives birth to 1 to 3 cubs. From the moment they are born, the baby hyenas possess sharp teeth. They can bite and even harm each other in a life and death competition for the right to live. The survivors will be nourished with nutritious milk, the secret weapon that helps them grow rapidly. For the first months of their lives, the baby hyenas are hidden in deep caves, only showing their curious eyes when darkness safely covers them. When they grow up, they will join the bloodthirsty army of the pack, continuing to maintain the fierce cycle of survival on the steppe. The night gradually passes, leaving a faint moon on the steppe. As dawn broke, the red light of the new day fell on the grasslands, still mottled with traces of the battle last night. The steppe never sleeps. When one cycle of survival ends, a new one begins. The hyenas, after consolidating their cubs and restoring order, continued their journey of life and death. But here, they were not the only rulers. Outside, more formidable opponents were still lurking. From the horizon, a thin layer of dust rose. Slender, agile black shadows rushed across the steppe. They were packs of African wild dogs, the most persistent and united hunters of this land. Unlike the rough body of hyenas, wild dogs possess a neat figure. Long, flexible legs and mottled fur, like perfect camouflage. Their large ears are always upright, constantly turning to catch the smallest sound. They move at a relentless speed, coordinating rhythmically like a well-trained army. Once they have chosen a target, the pack of wild dogs can follow for hours, causing the prey to collapse from exhaustion. Their appearance on the steppe is a silent declaration of war. Because here, in the game of survival, wild dogs and hyenas not only compete for prey, but are also ready to turn each other into sworn enemies. In the middle of the empty land, still smelling of blood, the pack of wild dogs approached. They growled, surrounding the pile of flesh left from the previous hunt, but not far away. The pack of hyenas also arrived, their hoarse laughter echoing throughout the space, like a challenge. Two predators, two different tactics. The confrontation broke out. In that tense moment, the pack of wild dogs slowly retreated, their slender shadows gradually disappearing into the tall grass. On this blood-stained steppe, there are no eternal winners. Only resilient creatures continue to step into a new day, ready for the endless battle of survival. When the last growl died down, the battlefield was left with only heavy breathing and the strong smell of blood in the wind. Above, the dense black vortexes began to gradually lower. These are the vultures, the patient watchers, always appearing last to feast on death. The flapping of wings echoes through the still air, signaling a new phase in the cycle of survival. With the predators retreating, it is time for the scavengers to close the remains of the battle. They are birds associated with death, but in reality, they are silent guardians of life. Their keen eyes can see across miles of grassland, spotting the carcass of a fallen antelope. If one lands, others will gather from all over. It is a chaotic crowd, but a necessary chaos, because in just a few hours, all that remains of the corpse is white bones. Not brutality, but purification. Because the vulture's stomach contains an acid so strong that it can destroy all pathogens, from rot bacteria to anthrax, which can spread deadly diseases. The seemingly ugly shape of the hairless head is a masterpiece of evolution, helping them stay clean when digging their curved beaks deep into rotting flesh. Every detail of their body is forged by nature to complete a single task, keeping the savanna from turning into a graveyard full of disease. They do not have the majesty of a lion, nor the stealth of a leopard. But it is that silence that makes vultures one of the most important links in the circle of survival. And when the sound of their wings gradually fades in the sky, that is also when the circle of survival in Africa becomes more fragile than ever. In the sky, the dark swirls gradually dissolve. The savanna seems to quiet down, only the sound of the wind blowing through the tall grass. But that silence never meant safety. Because in this place, the true ruler had yet to reveal himself. A figure silently appeared from afar, each firm step echoing on the dry, cracked ground. Heavy breathing mixed with the lingering scent of blood in the wind, signaling the presence of absolute power. That is the king of the savanna, the lion. The lion is known as the king of the savanna. With a muscular body, strong shoulders, and every step seems to gather the power of nature. In particular, the male lion's mane is as thick as a natural armor, both creating prestige and protecting them from fatal bites in battle. Unlike solitary predators, lions have a special advantage, living in herds. In a herd, There can be up to dozens of individuals, where female lions take on most of the hunting tasks, while male lions play the role of protecting the territory and cubs. It is this bond that has turned them into the most fearsome hunting machine in Africa. Lions often choose large prey such as zebras, Cape buffalo, and even giraffes. They do not need superior speed like leopards, but use coordinated tactics to take down giants with collective strength. However, power comes with pressure. A pride of lions must eat up to tens of kilograms of meat every day to survive. That harshness makes them not hesitate to steal prey from other hunters, from hyenas, wild dogs to leopards. Therefore, every time a lion appears, the entire grassland seems to stop, because it means the overthrow of all the newly established order. The bright yellow sunlight pours down on the vast grassland. Herds of wildebeest are moving in line. The entire grassland shakes with thousands of thundering footsteps. Their curved horns and alert eyes are proof of a life of constant hunting. Hidden in the tall grass, the lioness lies low. Every muscle tightens, waiting for the perfect moment. Her bright yellow eyes are fixed on the wildebeest that has just separated from the herd, lost at the edge of the grassland. In just a split second, the lion rushes out with terrifying speed. The screams of agony tore through the air, then quickly died down as the lion's jaws tightened on the prey's throat. The chase ended in a few short seconds, leaving the savannah silent except for the panting of the victor. With a powerful roar, the lion dragged the antelope's body into the dense grass, where its herd was waiting. The blood feast was ready to begin, a living testament to the harsh cycle of survival. Under the red sunset, the lion lay quietly beside the herd, majestic but still lurking with danger. On the harsh savanna, they are symbols of strength, but also cannot escape the cruel cycle of survival. Because in this place, the ruler today can become the weak one tomorrow. No one wins forever, nor does anyone lose forever. There is only the harsh law of nature, where life is always exchanged for blood, and the circle of survival continues to revolve endlessly. What do you think could cause a giant Cape buffalo to fall to the clutches of a pack of tiny hyenas? Leave a comment below the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series. Beneath the dense canopy of the Amazon, rare light filters through the dense foliage, reflecting on the murky, silently moving water. Beneath the calm waters, two legends share a territory where every encounter could be the final battle. Who will dominate the Amazon swamp, and who will disappear into the blood-red water? Amazon Bloody. The battle to the death of two legendary predators. The blazing sun shines down on the Amazon, an endless green maze of jungle, rivers, and swamps. The air is thick with moisture. The smell of young mud and rotting leaves is strong. The chirping of birds, the howling of gibbons, and the chirping of insects harmonize with the survival song of the rainforest. In the midst of this seemingly peaceful scene, the murky water ripples slightly. A long shadow, as big as an ancient tree trunk, silently crawls through the mud. It is the anaconda, the phantom of the silty waters, the silent ruler of the swamp. It is the largest snake on the planet, reaching lengths of over 9 meters and weighing up to 250 kilograms. Its body is a massive mass of muscle, covered in smooth, olive-green skin, with dark, round spots that act as a perfect camouflage pattern between the duckweed and mud. Its small eyes, set high on its head, and its nostrils, facing upwards, are perfect for a semi-submerged life. By rising just a few centimeters above the water, the anaconda can survey the entire area without being detected. It moves almost silently, the small ripples being the only sign of its presence. The anaconda is not venomous. Instead, it possesses a terrifying constriction, enough to crush the ribs of its prey in seconds. Once that giant body coils around, any creature, be it a crocodile, a jaguar, or another python, will have a hard time escaping its fate. When attacking, it moves with the force of its hindquarters, springing up like a living spring. The bite is so fast, strong, and precise that the prey has no time to react. Immediately after, the anaconda coils its entire body tightly, each circle tightening gradually until life is completely extinguished. After finishing, it swallows its prey from head to tail, thanks to its jaws that can expand to 3 times its body size. This process can last for hours, but for the anaconda, patience is instinct. After that feast, it can rest for weeks, hiding among the water hyacinth, as quiet as a sleeping rock. In the wild, the anaconda is a symbol of absolute power and deadly silence, a creature that, if it moves, the whole swamp will hold its breath. Beneath the dark brown water, another movement was spreading. Slow. Quiet, but heavy and terrifying. A pair of yellow eyes emerged from the still water, drifting across the duckweed like 2 bright flames. It was not prey. It was another predator, the caiman crocodile, the master of ambushes, the one that held the river's breath. It did not need crazy speed. It did not need explosive power. Its most powerful weapon was absolute patience. It lay motionless in the hot, humid swamp, only its yellow eyes and small nostrils protruding from the water. From a distance, one could mistake it for a driftwood. But behind that silence was a perfect hunting machine, where every bite was a death sentence. The sun hung high in the sky, pouring fire into the steamy swamp. The air was so stifling that every breath was heavy with the smell of mud and blood. Beneath the seemingly peaceful green water hyacinth, 2 legends were approaching, as silent as 2 ancient spirits. The giant anaconda slithered through the mud, its body undulating slowly, its muscles rippling in the murky water. Not far away, caiman surfaced, its yellow eyes narrowing slightly, sensing something encroaching on its territory. No sound. No warning. Just two predators scrutinizing each other in a game where the loser would disappear forever. Suddenly, the clash broke out. No more roars, no more swirling water circles. Only the tired breathing of two giant creatures, gradually sinking into the primitive silence of the Amazon. The anaconda relaxed its body, slowly crawling towards the shadow of the deep forest. Its body was full of wounds, patches of peeling skin, but its eyes still shone with a cold calm. On the opposite side, Cayman emerged from the water, his body covered in mud and blood. It breathed heavily, flicked its tail slightly, then slowly sank into the murky water, not looking back. There were no winners. No losers, just two warriors for survival, both understanding that sometimes survival is the greatest victory. The Amazon swamp gradually sank into silence after the storm of survival. The last waves dissipated. Duckweed covered the water surface again, as if nature was sewing up the torn wound. In the space, filled with the smell of mud and blood, only the gentle wind blew through the treetops, carrying the sultry heat of the late afternoon. From the middle of the damp mist rising from the swamp, the golden light of the sun penetrated the clouds, reflecting on the highest leaves. And there, at the top of the Amazon forest, a pair of giant wings spread out. The harpy eagle. In the towering canopy of the Amazon forest, where sunlight rarely reaches the ground, the harpy eagle stretched out like a great ghost in the sky. With a wingspan of more than 2 meters and a weight that can exceed 10 kilograms, it is the largest bird of prey in the Americas, and at the same time a symbol of the ultimate power of the tropical sky. The harpy's massive body is covered with thick silver-gray feathers, its head with a tuft of feathers, raised high like a crown when alert. Its eyes are deep and sharp like blades, able to see through the thick foliage to detect prey more than 200 meters away. The curved claws, more than 13 centimeters long, are almost as big as a brown bear's claws and are strong enough to break the neck bones of an adult monkey in a single squeeze. Its wings are short but wide, allowing the harpy to weave through the tangled jungle without needing a large space to fly. Unlike mountain eagles that hunt prey in the open sky, the harpy is a master ambusher. It sits quietly on a high branch, watching every little movement below. When the time comes, it swoops down at a speed of nearly 80 kilometers per hour, the wind whistling like a knife, tearing through the air. A single swing from its giant feet is enough to end the life of its prey before they can even cry out. The harpy's menu includes monkeys, three-toed sloths, large birds, snakes, and even small marsupials. Anything that comes into its sight can become a feast. In the bird world, the harpy also possesses a rare beauty, lifelong loyalty. A pair of harpies lives alone, building a single nest in giant kapok trees over 40 meters high, where no predator dares to approach. The female lays a single egg, and the two take turns incubating it for 2 months. The young take nearly 10 months to fully fledge, and another year to learn to fly, making it one of the longest living birds on the planet. Yet every time those great wings spread, the entire forest seems to stop for a moment. The sunlight reflects off the silver-gray feathers, the wind vibrates with each beat, and the space seems filled with the power of nature. The harpy eagle, the god of the Amazon sky, is proof that true power lies not in destruction, but in balance and preservation. As dusk falls, the Amazon changes color. The golden light gradually gives way to a deep purple, where every sound echoes through the thick foliage. That was also the moment when another killer woke up, the margay, a small creature with the instinct of a perfect hunter. Unlike the large jaguar, the margay weighs only about 3 to 9 kilograms, but has the most flexible body in the cat world. Its golden fur, with wavy black patterns, helps it blend completely into the light and dark streaks of the tree canopy. Its large, dark eyes, with round pupils like those of primates, help it see clearly in absolute darkness. The soft feet, sharp claws, and exceptionally flexible neck joints allow the margay to rotate its hind feet 180 degrees to climb trees like a squirrel, moving so lightly that not a single leaf is stirred. Up high, it is the absolute ruler of the mid-forest floor, where baby monkeys, small birds, and flying squirrels are favorite prey. But what makes the margay most special is not its speed, but its intelligence. Researchers have recorded that the margay can imitate the calls of baby monkeys to lure a troop of adult monkeys closer. When the prey swoops down to check, the black shadow immediately rushes out in a neat, bloodless, and noiseless pounce. As the forest is destroyed, the margay shadows gradually disappear, leaving a gap in the Amazon's chain of survival. However, every time the night falls and the forest wind whistles through the canopy, sometimes you can still see that golden eye flashing in the darkness. Not of a beast, but of a proud creature, silent, wise, and never making a sound. Margay the hunter leaves no footprints and is a reminder that in the Amazon, silence can kill. When dawn returns, the first rays of light filter through the thick fog, illuminating the mirror-like water. No more roars, no more flapping wings, only the soft splashing of water as a long, dark shadow glides across the river. From the mist, a round head emerges, its brown eyes gleaming with an unusual intelligence. Then another, and another. In an instant, a whole pack of giant otters appears, tearing the morning silence with their screeching that echoes across the swamp. Giant otters, the largest pack predators in South America. As adults, they can grow up to 1.8 meters long, weigh more than 30 kilograms, have a long, slender body covered with waterproof dark brown fur, helping them move flexibly in the river like living arrows. Their large eyes, small ears, and whiskers are so sensitive that they can detect the movement of fish in the deep mud with just a small vibration. Unlike other solitary hunters of the Amazon, the strength of otters lies in their team spirit. They hunt in a formation to surround, cut direction, and force their prey to exhaustion. In the midst of the deadly Amazon, giant otters are a rare model of family bonding. A pair stays together for life, raising their young and hunting together. The young are cared for by the entire pack. Each member has a role: protection, training, teaching how to dive and hunt. In the wild, it is a rare, complex social structure where kinship exists amid the violence of survival. But even these intelligent and resilient creatures are not free from threats. The surface of the Amazon glows in the midday sun. A group of giant otters are diving for fish among the green duckweed, their squeals echoing through the river, happy and noisy, seemingly peaceful. But then, another sound comes from downstream, a heavy, slow, deep gurgle. The water begins to move. Small ripples spread out. The surface of the water is stirred up by a dark mud. Then, from the bottom of the river, a pair of golden eyes opens quietly, coldly. Cayman, the ambusher of the swamp, is rising. A warning cry rings out, tearing the air. Immediately, the remaining otters react like a trained army. They rush in, surrounding the crocodile from all sides. In an instant, the fight broke out. The caiman gave a final thrashing, then sank to the bottom of the river. The otters rose to the surface, gasping for air. They cried out, both as a declaration of victory and as a breath of relief after the battle for survival. Each otter followed one another, swimming along the river, leaving behind the gradually quiet water where mud and blood were melting into each other. In this cruel world, physical strength is not everything. Sometimes, it is intelligence, solidarity, and courage that determine who will survive. As the afternoon falls on the Amazon, the water surface is calm again, hiding all traces of the deadly battle. Blood mixes with the silt. The silt nourishes the forest, and the forest breathes in the endless rhythm of life. The predators retreat. New creatures arise. the cycle of survival begins again. In this place, there are no winners or losers, only a fragile balance between life and death. And when dawn comes, the Amazon sings the eternal symphony of life. What do you admire most about Amazon nature? Its beauty, its fierceness, or its endless ability to regenerate? Leave a comment below the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series.